It was yet another casual day at Dearly Farm. Roger and Anita were once again spending some quality time with their pups. Little did they know, over at Villa de Ville, Cruella was spying on them through their window. "Oh, there's that amusing ramrod again, playing with those annoying little mutts," she said. "Why can't I have smarter animals like them as pets? There's got to be a way to get that farm." Meanwhile, Vandella was off to the side, noticing Cruella was in a grouchy mood. "Great," she said. "Cruella's in one of her moods again." Scorch joined her as she continued. "I wonder if she's plotting something new against the Dearlys this time." Scorch walked by Vandella in front of her, though without thinking, his tail rubbed up against her nose. This tickled her nostrils. "Azzy, oozy, choo!" Vandella sneezed, let out a gale-force wind, blowing Scorch across the room. "Careful with that tail, Scorch!" snapped Vandella. "You know how deadly my allergies are to the hairs on your tail." Scorch shrugged and made a sheepish grin. A few minutes later, Cruella turned on the TV. There was a game show on called Whose Pets Rock. It was a show where two families had their pets compete against each other in a series of challenges. The episode that was on showed a family with two cats competing against a family with one dog. Despite not being too interested in the show, watching it gave Cruella an idea. "I know just what to do," she said, "and you two are going to help me with it." "Us?" Vandella blinked. "I wonder what she's got planned." Cruella called the number for Whose Pets Rock and made arrangements to have the show filmed on Dearly Farm in Grootley. Of course, with some help from her lawyers, she was able to make some tweaks to the grand prize. The next day, Cruella arrived at the park with Scorch and Vandella with her. The Maine pups were not happy to see her, and neither was Roger. "Anita! Rosebud! I hope you two are not busy today," said Cruella. "Well, we didn't have anything major planned today yet," said Anita. "We were going to plan something before you showed up," said Roger. "Well, you've got something big today," said Cruella, "because your pups are going to be on TV." Lucky gasped. "Hear that, guys? We're going to be on TV." "Cool," said Cadpin. "Oh, Papa," said Rolly. "Hold on, guys," said Spot. "This is Cruella we're talking about here. I'm sure there's a catch. And look, even Scorch or Vandella are here." "That is a bit concerning," said Cadpig. "Let's listen in and see what the deal is," said Lucky. "So the pups are going to be on Whose Pets Rock?" asked Roger. "That's right," said Cruella. "And they'll be competing against my pets, Scorch and Vandella." "Oh, that sounds fun," said Anita. "I'm sure the pups will love that." "Now hold on a minute," said Roger. "What's the catch?" "Whatever do you mean, Roquefort?" Cruella looked at her cruel little ass trying to play dumb. "Hey, you've put me through a lot of things like this before, and I know there's always a catch," said Roger. "I'm ready to hear what it is." "As you wish," said Cruella. She handed a document to Roger. Roger read through it very carefully until he read the fine print. "Aha!" Roger said. "Just as I expected. The catch is whoever's pets win this competition will have full ownership of this farm." "Up to your old shticks as always, huh, Cruella?" "Indeed," said Cruella. "It helps to have the best lawyers in town. So your pups had better win, or else I get the farm." "I should have known," said Spot. "We can't lose the farm," said Rolly. "We must prioritize," said Cadbin. "Relax, guys," said Lucky. "We're not going to lose the farm. We've beaten Cruella at her own game lots of times. I have full confidence we will win against this one. And this time." "That's the spirit, Lucky," said Cadbin. "I'm with you 101%. "You can count on me too," said Rolly. "And wherever you three go, I go," said Spot. "Awesome," said Lucky. "Let's show them how we do things here on the farm." It wasn't long until a fleet of trucks pulled up to the farm. It was the crew for Whose Pets Rock. The members all introduced themselves to Cruella and the Dearlys and got the show all set up for filming. After a while, they were ready to film, and the show began. "Hello, all you animal lovers," said the announcer. "It's time to find out whose pets rock. And here's the host of our show, Brian Sheechest." Brian Sheechest came into shot. "Hello, and welcome to Whose Pets Rock. Today, we are filming at the Dearly Farm here in Grootley County, he said. Let's meet our two competing families. First up, we've got the residents of this farm, Roger and Anita Dearling, along with their 3 pet Dalmatian puppies, Lucky, Rolly, and Cadpig, and their pet chicken, Spot. Competing against them is the owner of the House of DeVille, Miss Cruella DeVille, along with her pet dog Vandella and her pet ferret Scourge. He did a brief interview with the 3 humans and then took the rules of the game. After that, the pets were all ready to compete. The first challenge was a challenge to see which one could be the most cute. Lucky went up against Vandella for this challenge. Lucky won that round with ease. The second round was a sniff and search challenge. Rolly went up against Scorch for this one, though Rolly's nose picked up the scent of food, distracting him from the challenge and giving the victory to Scorch. The third challenge was an obstacle course where Cadpig competed against Vandella. Vandella won since Cadpig's physical shortcomings gave her a disadvantage. The fourth challenge was a dance challenge. Spot was a little hesitant at first to go up against Scorch, one of her biggest demeanors, but being a natural dancer gave her the upper hand, scoring another point for the Dearies. The score was now tied, and there was only one more challenge to go. It's time for the final round, said Brian. The score is tied, so this will be sudden death. Though I'm going to have to ask the Dearlys to drop one of their pets for this challenge, since only a maximum of 3 per family are allowed for this one. The pups looked at each other. Looks like one of us will have to sit out, said Lucky. But which one? I'll do it, said Spot. I'm kind of the oddball of this group, and I don't want to be held responsible if we lose. Oh, Spot, we won't hold anything against you, said Cadpig. You're very talented. Yeah, even more talented than me, said Rolly. Maybe I should sit out instead. I insist, said Spot. This will be a chance to prove yourself, Rolly. Besides, I'm not only your pet. I'm not officially your pet, and Cruella might call us out on that. She has a point, said Cadpig. Cruella did have her way with curveballs. Trust me, said Spot. You pups got this. You're right, Spot, said Lucky. Come on, guys. Let's give it all we got. So Lucky, Rolly, and Cadpig readying themselves for the final match. I guess Spot is sitting out. So much for me disqualifying those mutts, muttered Cruella. For the final challenge, explained Brian, each team of pets will stack up on each other's shoulders and put on one of these coats and pretend to be human. The objective is to stay together as long as possible without their disguise falling apart. Anything goes this round, so the slightest mishap from one team will win the game for the other. Ha! Said Lucky. We do pyramids like this all the time. Cruella's pets don't stand a chance. We kick their butts for good, said Cadpig. I hope I can hold together, said Rolly. You guys got this, said Spot. The teams of pets were given their coats. Over on Team Dearly, Cadpig hopped onto Rolly, and Lucky hopped onto Cadpig. They wrapped their coat around them so that they now looked like one tall dog. I suppose I'm going to be on the bottom, aren't I? Groaned Vandella. Scorch nodded. Vandella sighed. My luck being the bigger one. Scorch climbed onto her shoulders and wrapped her coat around them. Careful up there, Scorch. Don't mess up my hair. Looks like they're all ready, said Brian. Time starts now. Both teams walked around trying to act like humans. Rolly and Vandella both walked around for a bit as Lucky and Scorch acted as the heads and arms. All 5 pets did their best to stay balanced. Scorch and Vandella tried to play dirty by trying to knock the pups over, but they managed to regain their balance. So far so good, said Brian, but let's crank it up a notch and see them dance. Brian turned on some music. Hearing the music played, the pups started dancing to the music, acting like the body parts they represented. Cruella's pets knew they had to beat them, so they followed suit, trying to dance better than the pups. Little did Scorch know, all the movement he was doing was causing his tail to swish around inside the coat. His tail got up and spread across Vandella's nose. She unintentionally inhaled the hair from his tail, and this started to irritate her allergies. Hazi, hazu, hazita. Scorch was caught off guard when he heard Vandella's gibberish. He opened his coat to check on her and could see that she was building up for one of her monstrous sneezes. Scorch quickly closed the coat back up with a distraught look on his face. The pups heard Vandella's sneezing gibberish as well, and they decided to quickly move away from her and Scorch as it intensified. The poor defenseless parents could do nothing except hope in vain that Vandella would not let out a big sneeze. but tough break there. Vandella's sneeze was so massive that it inflated the cone into a massive balloon. The air pressure forced Scorch to snap out of the cone, launching like a rocket. After which, Vandella blushed with a sheepish grin. The pups erupted with laughter. "Well," said Brian, "I didn't see that coming. I guess that means the Dearlys have won the game." "What?" Cruella gasped. "But Vandella couldn't help that sneeze. I demand a rematch." "Bad chance there, Cruella," said Roger. "He did say anything goes, and your pets lost fair and square. That means we still get to keep the bar." The pups couldn't stop laughing. Cruella groaned. "Fine, but I'll get back at you next time, Richie, I assure you." Cruella then pulled out her tape recorder and recorded a memo. "Memo to myself, take Vandella to the vet and see if they can do something about her deadly allergies." Cruella then grumbled and stormed off. Scorch and Vandella followed her disappointed. "Yeah!" the pups cheered. "Another sweet victory for the Dearling dogs," said Catpig. "We do make a great team," said Rolly. "I never doubted you guys one bit," said Spot. "I knew we could do it," said Lucky. "Cruella will never get our farm, not so long as we're around." The end.